Hello, my name is Guadalupe Garcia, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my general thoughts of the utilization of the Vineland third edition. The Vineland is a standardized measure of adaptive behavior, meaning that these are the things people do to function in everyday life. Now, the protocol that I used was the comprehensive parent-caregiver form for this assignment. My coworker played the parent role. Now, the very first question, my general thoughts about the whole experience. I feel that it was a very easy assessment. The questions were easy to answer. They were very simple. The scoring response options, the parents had to select either 0 for never, 1 for sometimes, and 2 for usually or often. Now, this assignment helped me familiarize myself with the testing instruments. And I have been an educator for 15 and a half years, and I have filled out the teacher portion of this assessment. However, I had not seen the other instruments. So it did help get an overview of what it entails to administer the whole Vineland assessment. Second question is what I like about the Vineland. Well, I like that the instructions were easy to follow. Again, I like the simple response options, the 0, 1, and 2. I loved the G Global. This was just conveniently organized, all the items by topic. It automatically kept track of the basals and the ceilings. I think it's just a great tool. I think that all school districts should utilize this software to prevent errors, right? Now, I liked that the manual was very expansive. However, it was well laid out. It provided you with the overview of the measure, and then it went on to the administration and then the scoring. So, I mean, it was a good manual. It helped. It helped. Things that I disliked was the scoring of the form manually. It was very tedious. It was time consuming. This was my first time having to score these type of instruments, so I was a little nervous, and my mentor, the diagnostician at my campus, he helped with that. So thank you to Mr. Cantu. He helped tremendously. Another thing I disliked is that it took very long to complete. Now, I know that the diagnostician at my campus, he did mention the domain level forms, and he compared it to the comprehensive form, which is this one. And he did mention that the domain level forms were easier and it took less time. So now I can see what he was talking to me about when he mentioned those things to me. I can see that, this is longer, right? And it took a long time. It was at least 45 minutes to about an hour. The third question, what did you find easy about administering and scoring the Vineland? Again, the scoring options, easy. The establishing the basal and the ceiling, it was easier than when I thought it was going to be. And again, the manual helped with that. The 5 consecutive scores of the 2 was to establish the basal, and then the 5 consecutive scores of a 0 was to establish the ceiling. Again, I love that the Q Global program automatically tracked the basal and the ceiling for me. What was difficult? Time consuming. There's a lot of flipping around of the pages. I was getting nervous. I felt disorganized at times because I was just like flipping here and there. However, with saying that, I understand though that the children's education is at stake, and that we need to take our time to get accurate results. But it was time consuming. Question number 4. Do I have any questions with the administering of the Vineland? As far as I see the whole process. I see the whole overview of all the steps that need to take place to generate that overall report. Now, my question was on page 25, the Vineland, the parent caregiver form. There's a section where we had to fill in the GSV, and that stands for the growth value score. I don't remember ever reading how this scale helps measure the progress of an individual student, or how it benefits by adding the score to the overall score. So if anyone has any thoughts, or you're well versed in this area, any comments in my discussion, the discussion board link would really help me tremendously. And the last question, how can the Vineland contribute to a comprehensive assessment when considering special education eligibility? Well, it's important to evaluate the student from every angle to get a complete picture of why the student is underperforming. Now, the Vineland is a perfect tool, I think, to administer when trying to assess their weaknesses and their strengths. And this is only by what I gathered this past week. This is the only tool I've ever used, and I really liked it. It was simple. So, however, I would like to use the ABAS one. I think that's right, ABAS, just to see the difference. You know, I'm hearing that it's easier than this one, and I'm hearing just different opinions. So I would like to see for myself, you know, but like I said, this is the only administration that I've ever, my first and only. Now, the 3 administration formats, the interview form, the parent caregiver form, and the teacher form, this helps to assess individuals with intellectual, developmental, and then other disabilities. Now, this is based on what it was, again, by what I was able to gather, you know, this past week, using the Vineland 3rd edition. And those are my thoughts of utilizing this wonderful program. I wanted to thank you for watching my video. I know you're watching me. I would like to thank Dr. Ramos and Dr. Rowe for their time, for their patience, for their knowledge. I'm always sending them emails, and you all are excellent at getting back quickly. So sorry and thank you. And to my fellow peers, I wish you all luck, and let's not give up. We can do this. We're almost done. Have a great evening, everyone.